You're listening to the Reluctant Adult Podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow us on social media and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the way.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million.
This week, from the internet, Marvel shares our first official look at the much-anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket. While there is still no official release date, we can confirm that it's coming. Plus, Playmates Toys delights Ninja Turtle fans with the re-release of that classic Technodrome playset. And how does Funko's Pop Yourself program compare to Hasbro's sunsetted Selfie Series? This is my sandbox. I'm not allowed to go in the deep end. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt! Think, Billy. It's morphin' time!
Ooh, welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who always asks for double meat in his burrito, Bill!
Hi, everyone. That's right. Double meat.
Did you get the guac? Guac is extra.
Guac is extra, always.
Which meat do you get in your Chipotle burrito? I do carnitas. I always do carnitas. I don't like any of the other meats. I think it's a pork.
Okay, so like a pulled pork.
Pulled pork, and then I get the peppers and onions and cheese and the do
you always feel weird getting the grilled peppers and onions? Do you ever feel like they don't want you to get the grilled peppers and onions off the bat?
Well, it's usually like if you get the beans, it's either beans or peppers and onions, but I will get both.
No. Well, what about the rice?
Well, of course, the rice, that goes without saying. It's not a burrito without the rice.
No, I understand that, but you got starch on starch, and then the assumption is
starch on starch.
I see if you get the rice plus the vegetable and not the beans. But they always ask about the beans. They always ask. They never ask about the grilled veggies.
Well, it's like a secret.
Right.
It's not like part of their routine.
Okay, so if I'm not a big fan of the chicken because I can get chicken everywhere. I guess the steak
I just don't like
or
their
the
chicken.
carnitas.
I will only go, and then I'll do the bowl because you get more stuff. So here's the thing. The whole story with Chipotle is in recent years, the quantity has dipped. Not necessarily the quality. I think you can argue the quality is poor. it's more poor now than it was before. Also, but the amount of stuff that you get in your burrito has dropped significantly. And it's become such a thing that there was an influencer on TikTok who made a big deal about it, so much that the CEO of Chipotle went on the different news programs this week. This guy, Brian Nickel, he went out there and he showed how even though if you're the CEO, you're not necessarily camera ready, because he just looked like a complete bozo out there. He was like, our burritos have had the same amount of stuff since the beginning of time.
Oh.
No, we have eyes. We remember. Like, are you kidding me? It used to be you would get a burrito, you couldn't finish it. Now it's like, I want a second one. There's so little compared to what it used to be.
It's been a while. I should check this out to see the diminishing size of the Chipotle burrito. I was always a fan of getting the bowl and then getting the tortilla on the side as one of those Chipotle hacks.
Yeah. I don't even need the bread. I don't even need the tortilla. I don't even care. I like their guac. I like that. You can't get that guac anywhere else. It's made fresh. Can't replicate that by getting it from the grocery store. So I really like that.
You don't make your own?
The meat.
Oh, I don't like grocery store guac one bit.
No,
it goes,
and also it goes brown the second you open it. Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
I made my own, but it's too much work for what it is.
No.
So I used to love burritos. Listen, there was a day where we had lunch at Chipotle and then we went back for dinner because we loved it so much. And that is just not the case anymore. So, sir, CEO Brian Nichols.
Normally, you go
a liar.
back. You go for lunch and then you skip dinner because that burrito was so big in the first place.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, never? Oh, man, I usually had to take a nap.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, it was big.
Oh,
but
I always was a big fan of when you stuffed the burrito so much that it exploded and they had to start over again. Did that ever happen to you?
That's just poor craftsmanship. a good burrito roller, that would not happen to them. So.
And that's the thing too. I've had two situations where it's happened. One situation, they just took another burrito and wrapped it so it was
tortilla.
double tortilla. And
that's
then the other
ridiculous.
time was they just scooped everything off and plopped it down, and the presentation was awful. Even though it all mixes once it's enclosed and encapsulated in the tortilla. Sure. But it looked unappealing as it was just dumped into a mass onto the tortilla itself.
The presentation is a big part of the experience at Chipotle. So it's also just too much pressure because you watch them put the ingredients on your plate. Mm-hmm. And if it's not enough, you got to be like, can I have some more? But then it's like every time they put something new on, you're like, can I have a little more? And then you're like, you just feel bad about yourself. But it's not your fault. It used to be more. I don't care what this guy says. It used to be more. Well, we had a big weekend. It's already, usually we record on Saturday. Today is Sunday because yesterday we were invited on to another program to have a rap battle. Have a little
cap off our illustrious month of drama.
Well, that's right. The segment, we were on a segment called Total Drama Island or something. I'm not sure what it was. But basically, if you haven't been following along, we made a video in the last month or so where Bill went to a yard sale. He found some really great stuff. He found the Kenner Real Ghostbusters Firehouse and the Ecto-1 and assorted Ghostbuster figures. And, the next time we recorded, we talked about it. We were very excited. It was a yard sale, so the price was right. It wasn't complete by any means. It was dirty.
No.
It was a yard sale.
It's
what you expect to find. Yeah, but still, it was exciting to find anything at a yard sale. That's not usually a thing. Stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So we made that video. Everyone was very happy for Bill, for the most part. One gentleman took it upon himself to call Bill out for not paying enough for this item, because Bill explained that this particular stop on the yard sale trick-or-treats path was a library, and it was sort of set up as a give what you want. It wasn't. There weren't set prices.
There were no set prices. You put it on the table. You say how much, and they return back, and they say, well, it's by donations. It's up to you.
Right.
So
this man really latched on to the fact that it was donations, and he was saying that Bill was stealing from this library. The children, they weren't going to be able to read because he didn't pay enough for this damaged toy from the 80s. So he just sort of kept at it, and he was commenting on all our videos. He was reposting, and Bill, quite frankly, had enough of it. So last week or the week before, you decided to respond, and you responded in the best way you know how, by making a T-shirt featuring this man's face.
That is, yes, that's
historically how
Bill. I do things.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how he does.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we all enjoyed that, and I think I didn't get the impression from the gentleman that he was annoyed. I think if anything, he was honored to be on your shirt. The other gentleman on the show definitely enjoyed it. So we were invited on. We were invited on this show.
First we crashed the show. You crashed the show.
Oh, yes, thank you. So they were talking about us last week, and their show goes for a long time. So we finished recording on Saturday. Their show was still going on, so I jumped on YouTube and I was listening, and they were talking about us. So I went into the chat, and I was like, "Hey, I'm here if you want to, let me in the room, I can pop on camera and talk, and I did. And the gentleman in question was not there. He was not planned to be there. So this was just sort of like good timing on my part. So I went on and explained, and they all seemed to understand that he was sort of exaggerating his side. And and then we got the call this week would you like to come back on? This gentleman, Dennis, will be there this week, and you can have it out. And that's sort of what we did. And, you know, the funny part is he wanted to play our show from the YouTube, like the full show, and he had time code for the host of the show to play, but then that sort of fell apart. So we just sort of ended up watching like a good portion of our entire podcast
ourselves, which was great, and which was funny because I just started at one point. Because I'm so used to talking to you, right. I just ended up responding to you from the past, which was just like.
You were responding to the video of me asking a question?
Yes, wow, I was just so out of it. I was like,
pretty funny.
It's like I'm talking to Paul at some point.
Yeah, because it was impossible to distinguish because there's just a bunch of there was like five people in the room, and
our audio is so good. So it just was like, oh great, yes,
we have the best audio in the business.
We do.
So you can go and watch that. We'll put a link on there. You can search Beyond Wednesdays. It was the show from 6/1, June 1st. And we come in about the 54 minute mark, so you can skip all the others. You can skip all the other stuff if you just want to see our parts on there.
Yes.
I thought we came out looking pretty good in that.
I thought so. I felt like I was being judged by like this council.
Well, that was sort of funny.
Like I was put forth like
he was.
I felt like I should be in like handcuffs. Yes, exactly.
It was the trial of Bill.
It was the trial of Bill. Exactly.
Trials and tribulations of Bill. But in the end, it came out that the gentleman is very familiar with our show now, so he's clearly a fan because he was like commenting on other videos. So it's not like he might be hate watching, but that's fine. That still counts for the algorithm.
I mean, he was definitely building a case for something, which was. I mean, it's great. It's all engagement. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's just toys. We're having fun.
It's just toys. We're not, Bill is very generous to these places where he gets the items. Like, it's a library. He frequents it. So it's not like anybody. We're not running anybody out of business. We're not like that corporation that took over Toys R Us and stripped it down to its parts. We're not putting anybody out of business. We want everybody to succeed. Including this other show that we're mentioning now. So go check them out if you like comic books. That's a good show.
Exactly, yeah. The comic books, sports cards, media in general. It seems like they have a resource for every little bit.
Yeah, except toys. That's where we
pop culture. There's a gentleman there, Nate. He had it seemed like an extensive collection of Star Wars, which was nice to see.
You do your research.
All graded stuff.
I just feel my way around. I feel my way around. I never did homework as a kid, so
I just want to pop this in real quick, just to. I
Sure.
wasn't looking. I'm not looking for the clout, or I'm not looking for any praise, but and in the vein of being a generous person tonight, I'm at work.
Benevolent Bill.
There was a gentleman that had forgotten his wallet, could not pay for his food.
Oh, no.
The person ringing him through said, well, you could just come back tomorrow with the items. Well, you know what I did? I opened my own wallet.
Damn.
I introduced myself. I said, don't worry about this. I will pay for it. And I did.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Look at you.
So, exactly.
Yeah.
So I do community involvement.
How much was it?
Well,
under 100.
I'm not gonna say it was under 100, but
under 50.
It was a good amount.
Under 20.
We're not talking anymore.
Is that a write-off? Did you just take it out of the till at the end of the night? It's funny. We're talking about this and like what we would do. That was what I kept asking the guy. It's like, what would you do in that situation? Would you pay more? And it's like, how much do you pay? Like, how do you come up with that number? So my wife sent me this Facebook post. Somebody went to their local library sale and they found this Star Trek Deep Space Nine, A Stitch in Time, number 27 comic, graphic novel, something.
Okay.
And they knew that it was worth a lot, $150, they said.
Yeah.
So they went up to the librarian and they said, hey, this is marked 50 cents. I know it's worth more. I want to pay I want to pay more. And they like looked it up together, and sure enough, so they ended up deciding on. So she offered $40, and the librarian accepted it. And that's great, but my mind doesn't work that way. Like, I don't know if that's the difference between like who gets into heaven and who doesn't. But like, if it says 50 cents, I'm gonna pay 50 cents. But also, I'm not someone honestly, that goes and flips this stuff. I'm just buying it for myself. I think that was something that they didn't understand also, because they're more interested in the flipping. You didn't buy that firehouse to flip it. Your kids are playing with it.
Right, they are. Yeah. But I mentioned it last week. We live in a digital age. We live with information at our fingertips, where all I have to do is literally go on Google, go on eBay, go on whatever, and immediately find my answer to anything. Realistically,
but that was also our point, where they just were getting rid of the stuff. They didn't really care if it had value, because if you start getting into that, it's way too much work, because you're gonna like, for every 100 things you scan, only one will be worth anything. You wasted all that time.
Well, and I'm going off what the woman originally told me, and she said we just want to get rid of this crap.
And it's not like you paid 50 cents. You end up dropping like $60 that day, and a lot of it has no value.
It's true. Well, we mentioned, what if the next person came and said, well, I'll give you 50. But it's like, well, what if the next person came and I left it and they offered 5? It's like,
or the next person buys it and flips it. I like it, just like all these scenarios where it doesn't really matter.
And then if you look at the object and you say, and I think so, I popped on after we got off of our portion of the show. They were still talking, and they looked at it. I watched a little bit more, because obviously, once the subject of the investigation leaves the room, they start talking. So I hopped on a little bit, and they made mention that what if I did know the value, but what if I started to look at it as if it was in the box, mint condition, and then from there start subtracting the cost. So yes, does not have the original box, does not have the pole, does not have a lot of the accessories, is essentially just the shell of the firehouse.
Right.
And it's like, where does that, and realistically, in a lot of these situations, that's all you see when it comes to the Ghostbusters firehouse, is that that large portion of it. Right.
Yeah.
Where does the cost? Where does the cost?
The pieces.
It's always in the accessories. Exactly. Right. The things that you lose.
So, and then they were like, well, the main guy was like, well, I probably would have gave him like another $10. It's like, okay, well, whatever. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's like, like, okay, good. Well, whatever. It doesn't compute to me. Because it's not like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're just buying something that was out there. Like you looked at the situation, and you're like, most of this is junk.
Yeah,
this is one thing that I want. Here is a reasonable yard sale price.
Its value is what you're willing to pay for it.
100%. Yeah, and I think that's all. That's all we need to say on that. Very good. So this week, we finally got our first official look at the Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket. And I have to say, I think some of the AI renders were better. I don't think this isn't doing it for me. It's not doing it for me.
No, I'm not at all. It's kind of just like...
What is it?
It looks like, if I had to say, it's like if Deadpool was like, I'm just going to make a sex toy out of my best friend.
But I guess I just don't understand, like, because the hole is way too big. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was more like in the presentation of it. Right, it's not as, I think the shock appeal is always going to be in that Dune popcorn bucket. And now everything that comes, that comes after that is just going to be like, oh, they're just doing Dune popcorn bucket. It's not as it'd be a lot more fun if you were like, if it was like Deadpool's butt and you had to like dig the popcorn out of his ass.
And someone did that
would
exact
be appealing.
one. Somebody
Did they? Okay.
AI'd that exact one. Now, I will say that they went the extra mile and they basically made a movie trailer for the popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
And there's one shot in there where they're drizzling the liquid butter down, and I almost feel like calm down, guys. Like, this was like almost a step too far. Where it's like, we get what you're trying. We get what you're trying to do. You've almost lost the metaphor here, and this is like, if you color grade this a little differently, it's just exactly what you're trying. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't think that was necessary.
No.
I think there is actually a second popcorn bucket because they had a trailer where it was like something TVA and then it got cut off. Like, that was the gag. Like, it got shut down. So I don't know what that one looks like, but I think this is a miss. And I'll be interested to see if people go crazy for it like they did for the Dune 2 popcorn bucket.
Yeah. I feel like in the world of popcorn buckets now, realism definitely counts. And I feel like if the popcorn bucket itself was a little bit more realistic, this looks very animated, almost cartoonish.
Anime, right. He's like a screaming anime face.
He is, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Which, that's another thing. I just don't understand the intention here. Like, obviously, or I say obviously, the whole joke with the Dune 2 popcorn bucket was that it looked like a sex toy. Like that you would stick the man would stick himself inside the popcorn.
Yeah.
But this one, like, I guess maybe I'm not familiar with modern day sex toys. Like, is there some, like, this doesn't seem like it would do anything for anybody. I just don't understand.
That's
like, what
just
this
too wide.
It's too wide. It's just too much. I don't know. Kids today.
Doesn't have teeth. That wouldn't. You never.
It's got
teeth.
a tongue though. It's got like a textured tongue. Maybe it's spongy.
Oh, okay.
It does not.
Well, then
that's a good point. The no teeth is kind of freaking me out too. So I will say I'm not loving that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But one thing I like that they're doing for marketing in the theaters is they have a claw machine filled with the little eggs from the chicken machine, and if you get one, it has the two halves of a necklace in there. Yeah. Have you seen this?
What the hell's the chicken machine?
You know, like, you would get the eggs, the little eggs that would come out of the chicken machine.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and the rooster would dance?
Yeah, exactly. You would put the quarter in, you turn the thing, the chicken goes bark, 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 and he would lay an egg.
I'm familiar with this zoo down in, like, Cape Cod where you'd put a nickel in and the chicken would come out and it would just be like, it would play the piano for a treat and it would... It's just like
it's a real chicken. It was
a real chicken, yeah.
For a nickel, damn.
I think it might have been a quarter, but it was just like it was like enslaved. It was Pavlov's dog. It was just like
well, as far as the lives of chickens go, that's probably pretty far up there. Like, he's in showbiz.
Fair enough.
Probably pecking each other's eyes out trying to get that gig. So the only way you can play this is you get a golden token when you buy a ticket to see Deadpool and Wolverine. So you can either keep the golden token because it has like imagery on there, or you can put it in and get one shot at getting the necklace. So the choice is yours. So maybe I'll do that because I do think I'll see this movie. I do think I'll see this one in theaters. I do think I want to see Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters. Yeah.
My wife wanted to see If with the kids, and I was like, why don't you just wait a month? Just wait a month.
3 days.
And she literally was like,
something.
She literally was like, you really discouraged me from going. And I was like,
yeah.
I think discouraging is the wrong word. I think you dissuaded you.
Educated on the availability of, like, movies ain't cheap either, especially if we're not going on a Tuesday.
She goes on a matinee. I mean, still, it's like $12 for the kid. And then start getting the popcorn and all the concessions. Yeah. It's a $50 event.
Did If have a popcorn bucket? If it did, I don't think I saw anything about it.
I think, you know what they should do with these Ryan Reynolds movies, because they're so prominent and prevalent, is that they should do like a build a popcorn bucket promotion where you have to start putting all the Ryan Reynolds popcorn buckets together to make a super bucket.
What's the final form?
Probably just Ryan Reynolds.
Just Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
He shows up for everything, yeah.
They did make an If popcorn bucket of the main purple guy.
Okay.
But Cinemark, apparently, if that's a real theater chain. I don't think we have one. But, yeah, I saw nothing of that, so. Did you ever get the trap from Ghostbusters?
No, I didn't.
You never got it. I wanted to see how much that was going for.
Remember, it took me forever to also see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Almost so long that it's already out on digital.
Yeah, but you, like, got the Barbie popcorn bucket without seeing the Barbie movie.
That's true, I did. I think I was just hyping on Barbie and popcorn buckets at the time.
That's what they've been trying to recreate, that excitement over Barbenheimer. You had a lot of people excited about different things.
I was told that Barbie popcorn bucket would be very limited. And
yeah, I think it was. So the I'm looking on here for the trap and Frozen. Let's see, which one is this though? The Regal one is going for $50. Is that the one that was? What was the cheaper one? The Regal one was the cheaper one.
I believe so.
Yeah, because AMC had like the purple like box that went on top. Right. That one's going for like $70. Oh, 50, this one goes for $50, but $20 shipping. Yeah, so not crazy. Obviously cheaper to get it right away, but nothing crazy. Yeah, I think someday maybe if I find that at Goodwill, that would be exciting to find at Goodwill. Yes. I've seen a couple of popcorn buckets there from like the Disney Park ones.
Oh yeah, and I think being down in Florida, you'll see. Yes, famously, you found several of those.
Oh, that wasn't Goodwill. That was like Once Upon a Child or something. Where people, actually get money for like it's not donating because you get money in return. But, yeah, it's consignment, exactly. Yeah. All right, so Sergeant Slaughter, he's got a new figure coming out from the Mad Marauders, and he was not happy with the first version of this figure because they did not have him packaged with his trademark hat and sunglasses, and he's like, try again, send it back. Nobody's gonna know who this is. Nobody wants to see these eyes.
This is the adverse effect of plastic free packaging, because the original one came plastic free. So he probably was like, I don't know what it looks like underneath.
He wouldn't have known.
But now he sees what the figure looks like, and he says, nobody needs to see my eyes. How dare you?
Do you remember? Did you open the plastic-free one? Like, I wonder if he was packaged
He did not have his hat. He did not have his glasses on.
They were not on him.
They were not.
They were there.
They were not.
They were
there. Yeah.
Packaged. Yeah. That's very interesting. So he was saying that some of these original, where you see his face, they made it through. It was too late. Okay. So I guess those will become a collector's item. If you see him, snatch him up. He famously would call people maggots, like the bug. Yes. And on Facebook once there was a post about one of his wrestling figures, and I quoted him, and I got it put into Facebook jail for that comment.
For saying maggots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
You never know. You never know what's going to
Hate
get
speech.
You in there. Well, exactly. Did somebody did someone report it, or is it just odd? Like the bots are like, this sounds like it's somebody who shouldn't be posting on the internet. We're gonna shut them down, give them some time to think about it. Oh, speaking of people that probably should not be commenting on the internet, somebody left a comment on my Toy On video on YouTube. I sent you the screen cap.
You did. It took me a second to realize that you wanted me to read the highlighted portion of the text.
Right. Yes. That's usually what when you highlight something. Usually it's like, look at this part. Yes. It's like, look, ignore the highlighted part. That's another meaning.
I read all around that.
You went all around it. Ignore that part. So on my video where I went toy hunting at Five Below with my son, this person made the comment. There's a part in there where we're looking at the little Pikachu toys, and he's holding a berry. So this person said, actually, the berry that Pikachu is holding isn't a love berry. LOL, it's a Pecha berry. Well, thank you. That's good. That's fine. Thank you for correcting me. I was asking. But he goes on. Also, excuse me, let me get the voice right. Also, I don't mean to be mean, but your son really needs to learn some manners. just grabbing shit from your hands when you're trying to show it is super annoying and shows very little respect towards you. And honestly, I can't fault him for that. That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
He's very
it's
annoying.
up to you to be the adult in the situation and lay down the law.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I should have smacked his hand, be like, "No, son, Daddy's looking at toys. Wait your turn." It's just fun. I love when people try to parent through the comment section. I just love. I'm sure Miss Rachel gets a lot of this.
Oh, I bet she does.
You're harming the children. Stop doing it. But thank you for watching. I hope you keep watching. Feel free to comment on anything you'd like. That's why I try not to show my child's face. Because I don't need him. I don't need this traumatizing him when he
does a very good job of staying just slightly off screen. I tried to take a toy hunt video of my kids, and they're just all over the place.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky.
I'm just doing something, and all of a sudden, right, and it lends for some pretty fun audio, but realistically, keeping that camera off of both of them and just casually showing an arm. It's like, where do I film this?
Yeah,
it's like I'd rather see the video of me trying to film the toy hunt.
Just switch the camera around so it's just your face the whole time.
Yes.
Like, you don't even realize. You're like,
I'll just get my wife. Next time I'm just going to get my wife to film me doing it, because that would be a lot more funny.
I wish, like, sometimes I think about hiring someone to come film me for Toy Hunt. Like, that's what I feel like needs to happen. Because it's like, I did the Toy Hunts for a couple of weeks there, and it was fun. But then it's like you keep going back to the same places, and it's like, well, this is the same stuff. It's not fun. Like, what could make this fun? And I do think there needs to be, like, an elevation of the craft. Like, some people do a lot of toy hunts, and they must go to a lot of different places to keep it fresh. But it's like, I only have so much available to me.
Right. Yeah, my kid today was like, I'll go to the Walmart, but it's our local Walmart. And I'm like, we're not going to the Walmart. There's nothing there to look at. It's always the same toys.
It's always the same.
Like, well, I want to look
Walmart
at Gujitsus. I go, you have all the Gujitsus.
Have all of them.
I go, there's nothing there that we need right now, buddy.
No.
Well, I want to look at a toy, and he's like, at the end of the day now, I'm like, well, I'm not going to bring you anywhere unless it's just like food there, because all you're doing is looking for toys each time. He's like, well, I deserve one. It's like, well, what have I raised here?
I deserve
spoiled
one.
child.
Yeah, no, that is 100%. We had to stop bringing the older kid. Today, I brought the younger kid to Target, and he had fun playing with things in the aisle, and then I said, it's time to go, and he's like, fine. And then we walked out of there with a $1 bubble wand. That's all it took. That's all he needed, a $1 bubble wand that he promptly turned upside down and spilled all the bubbles out.
Sure. You get home, your other kid, like, go, where's mine? How come he gets something?
No, he understands.
So that's the dynamic my kids have.
Yeah.
So one will get something, and the other one will be like, well, where's mine?
That is kind of how it works with kids. Were you like that with your siblings?
I don't know if I ever was. I think
you were the
birthday
oldest,
parties, especially.
so.
I was the oldest, but birthday parties were always very interesting, especially with like blowing out the candles. Mm-hmm. It would be multiple times blowing out the candles because each kid would get progressively more upset.
Oh my god!
So you'd have one kid blow out the candles.
Spit on that cake.
Right, and we'd have to relight the candles so I could blow out the candles.
Oh my god!
Or like one kid would blow out the candles and I didn't get to blow them. It was very odd. It was very odd to watch, but.
That's really funny. You know, that reminded me of, I was thinking of games, like board games, that would be like a really bad idea post-pandemic. And there was one where it was a birthday cake, and you had a kid on either side, and they would try to blow out the lights or blow them back on. So they're just blowing in each other's faces the whole time.
Oh, nice.
It's like fun for the whole family. Well, I famously, my siblings, or I'm the oldest, so the next oldest is my sister, and she would write her initials on her toys because we would have some of the same toys, like we both like Power Rangers. Yes. So I have all the toys down, but half of them have her initials written on them, so I know those were originally her toys.
Yeah, I mean I got that dollhouse from that library sale, and under each accessory is the letter G, and it's like, how do I get any of this off? And it's like, And it's like, yeah, I paid X amount. I paid the amount that I had because everything has a G on it.
Right.
And it's like, am I supposed to like magic erase this off? It's been on here for decades.
No,
that's not going anywhere.
In. That's burned in now. That's how chemicals work.
It is.
If it hasn't just faded away with time, it's permanent.
No, because permanent marker.
Permanent marker.
It's like, all right, so it's like, it's junk.
It's junk. Yeah, you're buying it. Anything you give them is charity because it's going in the trash otherwise.
It is, and I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of it went. All the stuff that didn't go, that I think they have a deal with someone that came down maybe from Savers, but at the end of the day, they put the stuff out for free that they can't sell, and it might have amounted to like 2 or 3 things.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, when we come back, this is the part of the show that at least 15 or 20 people have been waiting for, because we are going to announce the winners of the Geico Wii and Gecko Funko Pop Goodwill giveaway. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Last month, Goodwill Toy Hunt found Geico Wii and Gecko Funko Pops. I didn't know what they were at the time. Little did I know that this would become such a big part of the show. I asked, does anybody want one? A lot of people said yeah. Tried to get in contact with them. Not so many people responded. I made another video saying like, hey, just let me know. You can get one. Millions and millions of people. Maybe hundreds. Yep. But a lot of people,
quite a few,
wanted this one. And I was like, all right, we got to figure out a way to make this, it wasn't first come, first serve. I wanted there to be some sort of sport to it. So I said, whoever engages the hardest on each individual platform, I'm going to pick you. And I didn't specify what engaging meant. I left it up to the people, and to a lot of people, they took engaging to mean spamming a video with 1 or 2 words. And maybe that is. We don't really. It's everything with the algorithm is a mystery. Maybe that was helpful. I will say that the videos did not get as many views as the original videos. So my goal was not met because I wanted to repeat the big number from the first video. So all in all, this was a massive failure. Did not get the results I wanted, but I'm still gonna give them away. So I made a note of there are 3. I said there would be 3, one for Instagram, one for YouTube, and one for TikTok. So from Instagram, the winner of the first Geico Wii and Gecko Funko Pop is F20BBE. BBEE. Is that like a license plate that has letters that mean something? Does that reference
it means something to them? That's all that matters.
You win. Congratulations. I don't remember what. I think you actually picked this one, or you showed it. You sort of highlighted it. What did they do that really stood out to you?
I feel like this was the user that wished for us to autograph.
Oh, okay.
The item, it was going to appear on their whatnot.
Oh, they're going to sell it?
In the background? No, it's going to be in the background.
Oh,
yes.
That's great. That's actually very good.
I believe they made mention to they mentioned it to several other users what they would do, and then it was just very positive engagement between users. You got this. This is great, etc. So he had some people rallying for them. So
that's great. Congratulations, F20 BBB. YouTube, probably the most difficult to engage with, other than commenting. I don't actually know what you could do. So there was somebody on there
maybe.
I guess you could have made a video. Nobody did that.
Made a video.
that would have been great.
No, that amount of effort would have sealed the deal right there.
You would have been automatic winner.
It would have been right. It would have been right back
Nobody
between you and I. Our submissions to the San Diego Comic-Con.
Someday, maybe when we get closer, we're going to talk about that because we can show it. I don't think anybody's ever seen that. It does 0 views. It's somewhere. All right. So on YouTube, there was a gentleman who posted. I think he posted on all of the platforms. So like that. I chose him because of that. So his name is David with a 3, Davis with a 4. And I'll obviously reach out to these people. So congratulations. You win. The Threven or Devin DeFavis. Yeah. Congratulations. Which Star Wars planet are you from? Yes. Okay. And on TikTok, there was a person who they at first it looked like they were just spamming because they made a lot of like it seemed like what they were posting had no relevance to this. But in actuality, they did generate some conversation. So they were causing people to engage with the post, with the video. So it worked. It was good. It was good engagement. So congratulations to Shane Laferry. I don't know. I don't know how.
LaForfery. It's got several 3s and 4. Yeah.
LaForfery. Shane.
All the numbers.
Shane, congratulations. All right. So that was 3. But I will say, we just talked about somebody we would have loved for someone to make a video, stitch us or something. Nobody did that, except one person actually did make a stitch with us. So I'm giving out 1 extra, and it's going to Aaron Dublin on TikTok. Congratulations. I'm giving you my personal one. So now I have no geckos.
Geico-ween geckos.
I have nothing for myself because there's that one that's going out to the guy from California that I have not mailed out yet. I'm mailing them all together. So congratulations, sirs and madams. I will never do this again. No, we might do something like this again. I will say, more so than being excited to announce the winners, I am dreading the response where people are going to be like, fuck you guys. Or like mass unfollow. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
So, maybe we'll do some more now that I know that people like free stuff. Who knew? Who knew?
There might be a couple Ollie's trips in our future. Get some,
I don't want to frame it as a giveaway because then it's like I don't like want to make you do something. I just kind of like want to pick people at random who I feel like are being like good community members, I guess. I don't know. So just be a good person and comment and share, and maybe we'll randomly select you to win something. Who knows? We can write that off in our taxes, right? This is a business expense. Okay, good.
It is.
I gotta figure out how to make this a business. What's that called?
Get your 4012K form or whatever.
Yeah. 400,000 K form. No, what? I don't know. All right. Well, that's great. Here, let me put these down because they're on something that I need to have access to. Did you want to talk about anything while I sort of catch my breath from all that excitement?
Yeah. Let's dive back into the wonderful world of Zuru Minis real quick. And realize that
Dennis's favorite thing.
They've been around for quite some time. So my mother, again, loves these mini babies. She went back on her Facebook group and found several more in the matching yellow color, so she found a full set. But to bring back the one in the buggy, she had a custom dress made for the item.
It wasn't just taken from the For Real Friends or whatever?
No, it was not. Made? No, she was in touch with somebody who makes these little crocheted dresses for $4.
Oh, wow. $4, pretty good.
$4, yeah, not bad at all. So she's outfitted, but then she said, "Billy, I want you to show off my Keiko figures." Now, Keiko figures, I sent you the photo of the granny the other day. Now, Keiko was a post-World War II doll company in West Germany, and they were the first bendable doll. So they had armature in them. So this was the granny that I showed you. Okay. And then, obviously, we have...
Is she wearing anything under the dress? I just have to ask. Show us. Show us the camera.
No, I'm not. No.
Show the camera! Show us her unders!
Composite head, bendable plastic arms.
What does that mean, composite?
Composite usually means that it's made of
different materials?
Almost like different materials, almost like it could be plastic, it could be paper pulp, it could be anything like that.
Okay.
And then formed, obviously. So the granny.
Sure.
And then a dad. is the dad. The bendable arms.
That's a dad? That looks like a child.
No, this is the child. Here's the little boy. There he is.
That looks like a ventriloquist dummy. What's wrong with this family?
So these were great, but yes, nice little bendable arms, and they made it so they could actually interact with the doll furniture, because a lot of it was usually you'd have a static figure. Couldn't sit down. You could just display it always standing up. Mm-hmm. And she gave me a couple other examples of the Keiko twins that she just recently got. And a lot of these, they shifted to plastic eventually, but originally the hands and feet were made of lead, so we don't want to eat the baby hands. And this little buggy I actually picked up for my mother, I believe for Valentine's Day, and it's a nice little metal.
Spell Keiko.
Keiko. C-A-C-O. And originally it was Keho. C-A-C-H-O.
Kako. Oh.
Yeah, Keiko.
Oh.
But yeah, just
wait a minute.
The
dad looks like Conan O'Brien. He looks like Conan O'Brien. Does your dad look like that? The one I'm looking at here.
No,
not your personal dad, no. They all look like, even the mom looks like Conan.
Oh, let's get the mom in here. Yeah, there's the mom.
Get the mom in here. Come on.
Hey, you don't do enough around here for the kids. I'm at work all the time. I had to work 3 shifts. Well, you're not here and I gotta raise the kids all the time. You need to get out of here. You need to leave. Leave the house. Get out of here. Don't come back.
Show us the doll.
Why are you still here? I told you last night to leave. Leave. I acted something out here. I don't know why.
I don't. That just was. They just sprung forth from you.
You're getting a lot of trouble. I know.
Good times.
I
don't post on
just
Instagram anymore.
A lot of fun. It's just to see something. Obviously post World War II. That was 1945, West Germany. But they were able to just sit and you could really enjoy the toy at that point. It was just a definite leap in doll manufacturing to be able to interact
doll technology
with the environment. Yes. And for the time, it's just amazing sculpts, very realistic sculpture.
Why are they all strawberry blonde or redhead? Why did they choose that color?
They made several hundred. That's the thing. This line is very extensive. Very extensive. If you see Conan, I do see Conan, but yeah, here he is. Let's get him up nice and close. There's Conan.
It's bald. So this somehow relates to Zuru babies?
No. So the relationship that I'm at least seeing is that obviously...
Oh my God, you got real close.
I did. I'm sorry.
I was like, what is going on here?
I was trying to pick up a doll stand. But no, just that this form of the small interactive little baby has just realistically been around for 70 plus years. We've
I gotcha.
Just kind of returned full circle. And babies and dolls, they've always been around, but
yeah. Well, that was the whole thing behind
fun.
Barbie, is that's all little kids or little girls had to play with were the dolls until they brought out Barbie. But I guess you're saying there's been the whole family. So that whole Barbie movie was based on a lie. Greta Gerwig? That's why you didn't get Director of the Year, because you're a liar. There's always been adult dolls for children.
Yes, there have been.
Yeah.
And Granny's there to prove it. Right, Granny?
Yeah, Granny.
Right. You're the best.
Show us what's under her dress. Come on, just real quick.
No, I ain't showing you her knickers.
Real quick peek.
She's wearing underwear.
What did you say?
I said I'm not showing you her knickers.
That's the clip. You break something glass. Is she made of glass?
No, I just dropped the doll stand again.
Oh. You get those from Michael's?
I don't know where my mother... I think she probably ordered them online.
I feel like I got a ton of those white ones from Michael's when I was trying to display the Mego figures.
But then look at it, it fits perfectly. Modern baby.
That is nice.
Look vintage
at
Granny.
Modern day toys perfectly
Yes.
interacting with old toys.
To the masses. To the masses.
To the masses. How much do those old dolls go for?
You know, I do believe they do have a good amount of value to them because obviously a lot of things broke or thrown out. So there is definitely a market for them. My mother's very, very happy and excited. She belongs to several doll groups on Facebook, and a lot of these doll groups, she's living the life of almost like it's like an action figure photographer, where she creates these little vignettes with dollhouse furniture and posts them. Like, I'm just very jealous of this hobby that she has found, because they'll do month-long contests, and the winners get doll furniture. That's the gift.
Great.
But you know,
she did something like that.
She did a month of just little short stories. You know, who left the fridge door open? Who didn't take the trash out? And it would just be like all the little dollhouse furniture and a photo and a little story of these action figures. So just like pure fun action figure photography, just a cute little thing.
We need to, you know what we need to do? We need to get Wholesome Toy Family on Instagram to crash their little party with his disgusting toy photography. Let's connect. We got to get these two worlds together. We got to get them together and see what we can run wild over there. Well, that's fun. That's my. Is that your retirement plan, to just do figure photography?
I would love to.
You'll finally have the time.
I would finally have the time.
I finally have the time.
My glasses break. No. My camera breaks. I dropped my phone.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's probably what would happen. Oh, no.
Drop it in a puddle. Ugh. There was time now.
There was time. There was finally time. So I'm a big fan of toys that look like me. I think that's something Dan Larson and I have in common. But I am happy with my Selfie Series figures from Hasbro. That's something that Dan and I do not have in common. He did not like his.
No, but he liked that Mr. Fantastic figure.
He loves that Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, that looks better. Funko started doing Pop Yourself, where you could send away for a Pop that looks like you. You get to pick all the features. Obviously, it's a Pop, so it's pretty generic looking, but you can choose what it looks like. Some of the clothing options. It has different accessories. My wife did this for me for Father's Day, except it came already, and when it comes, it's very obvious what you're getting. Like, it's very clear that this is a Funko.
See, yeah, right? It's not a discrete Adam and Eve box.
No, it's not. No, those are much better. So, you are one of a kind, it says. So I already tore into this. She was like, just open it. So it comes in a very nice protective jigsaw puzzle kind of thing. You see this? This is actually great. I'll probably use this to ship out one of the geckos. So someone will get theirs in very good condition.
Oh, wow. And they'll probably showcase the box.
Yes, that's true. They'll be very disappointed that it's not actually what it says it is. But here I am. There's Daddy. Look at me. Woo!
Look at you.
Pretty cool. I like it.
I can
so
see
it's funny. When I see myself, it's usually through the show. So I am more used to seeing myself with glasses now. But when my family sees me, I'm usually not wearing, or it's half and half depending on what I'm doing. So they did not choose the glasses for me. But I thought ahead, because years ago there was a Veep figure, and it came with very clearly, very much like my glasses.
Very similar, yeah.
So I just popped those on, bad boys on. Look at that.
My gosh.
Now you got Paul. This is Reluctant Adult Podcast, Paul. Look at that.
I'm seeing doubles. 4 Pauls.
4 Pauls. Woo! Look at that.
Yeah. Nope, it's there.
I gotta look like the Pop.
Get the beaker face. That's exciting. That's a fun gift. I don't know if
it is a fun gift.
I don't know if my wife will get me anything for Father's Day.
Well, you gotta drop
Usually
some hints.
she leans on the kids to
Look, it's got a little. Well, this
work.
my oldest helped. Comes with a little phone.
Yeah.
It was actually packaged with the all the accessories are removable and the arms move, which is
fun.
Which is different than like actual.
You can put whatever you want in the hand of.
You could.
Put a
So this is how it was
microphone.
packaged, and I'm like, what is this thing? Is it like a blue case? But that's supposed to be the screen. So if you flip it
Okay.
around and you get the actual like lens, like you actually hold the phone, I think it looks a lot better.
Terrific.
So, taking a selfie. Oh, okay. So
Going on a toy hunt.
what was the guy's name that we found his Pop Yourself at the Goodwill?
So that's what I was going to ask you because I forgot.
Yeah.
It was like David or
remember.
something.
It was something, and I think like his. I wish I bought it. Now I really wish I bought it because I think
you
the hair
didn't?
was all
I thought
messed
you-
up. No,
Yes,
this is like when you look at.
fallen back.
Yeah, because
Oh my
it just
gosh.
comes off. It just comes off, just like that.
Oh
So these
wow!
are these are like made to like customize. Like it's not glued on or anything.
Yeah.
Because they just pop them in the box, and it's like I think originally they were sold at the store, so they would need to be like very easily customizable. The beard can peel off a little bit, but I don't know if that's glued on. It's annoying
don't break
that
yourself.
the beard does not connect to the sideburns.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
a
a little annoying. But I love it. I think this is a great.
You can't tell if it's
figure.
head on, and that's I think that's how you visually have to look at a
head
pop,
comes off.
Is
Look at that.
Face,
you can just
face
be a,
forward.
This.
Oh wow!
You have a very
yeah.
tiny head. You can just put the
You
body's
could
kind of
put
nice.
you could put
Hold on.
your
Hold on.
do it. Get
Here
that
it is.
selfie series on there.
There it is. Oh, I
love it.
I
I
love
love
it
it.
even more. I
That
love
is
it even
terrific.
more.
It's little kid Paul. That's
I
great.
Love it even more. Click, click, click. Taking selfies. Click, click, click.
This is fantastic.
This is it. This is it. Here's your hack. Best of both worlds.
Oh my! I'm
But
gonna have
how
to get
does-
one of these now. Now I have to try to like drop some
don't-
major hints that I want a pop of myself to my wife,
Oh, man.
just so I
I
can
don't
do that
have-
same thing.
I don't have any Marvel Legends by me to try it the other way, so I'll just have to use a wrestling figure. How does it look? Oh, pretty good.
Oh
Not
wow!
too bad. Not too bad
shabby.
at all. Not too
Wow.
bad at all. That's going to be the next video game where you can play as the Funko Pop, not just the action figure.
Yeah.
Well, that was exciting. I enjoyed that.
Wow.
Lot of
Just
fun. Lot of
Playing
fun
with
there.
toys. Tune
we're
in to
gonna
the
play with
TikToks,
toys.
everybody who likes to listen
Yeah.
to this podcast. Because
Oh my God, this is going to be... You're going to want
That's
to,
where all the
on
fun is.
Friday, go on YouTube and get the whole video, because there's just a
Yes.
lot. More than I could fit in 90 seconds for TikTok. You got to see
That's
the whole
tremendous. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of pops, I was gonna say McFarlane. Funko does NFT pops where
Digital. Yes.
digital, where you buy a random. It's like it's you don't know what you're getting. You buy a chance at these digital pops. And then it's like in their app, you see what you got. But I think the reason people do buy these is because there's a chance to win a redemption pop where you actually get a physical pop where they mail it to you. And those are very limited. Mm-hmm. There's like a Back to the Future, a whole set of Back to the Future ones that go. I think I sent you a link. It was like $1,500 for the set of 6. Is what it's running right
this
now.
is like gambling for the toy collector, where it's like, yeah, you
Absolutely
won't
gambling.
win.
100% it's gambling. Yes, it should be illegal, but it's not. So they announced that they're doing a set of Batman, and the characters are like the mannequins in the Batcave with the costumes on it. So it's like the costume part is colored in, but then like the face part is white, and I think it glows in the
Right.
dark
It
to
glows in the
replicate
dark.
the mannequin.
So that makes a lot more
love
sense
these.
to me. That's
I
exciting.
love
yeah.
these. These are great. This reminds me of like series like Power Rangers when they became Zeo. They still had the Mighty Morphin costumes in the where they live. What was it called?
Yeah,
The Power Dome. What is it
Power
called?
Dome. Power Chamber.
Back to the. Where did Zordon and Alpha live? The compound. Where the fuck what was it called? Command Center. There it is. Thank
Oh
you.
yes.
Right. So that reminds me of that. I don't know which came first, but I love this. I would definitely buy these if they were available, but they're not. They're friggin' NFT pops that you have to like rub a golden lamp to try to win. Like it's not going to happen. So it pisses me off that like the best pops are unavailable to the commoners like myself.
Right. I'll just go to Sidekick Inc. He'll get them.
Well, he deserves them. He does a good job.
Yes.
He deserves everything he gets. Speaking of digital Batman, McFarlane, this is really confusing to me. So there's a Batmobile, like a Batman Beyond Batmobile that's a physical toy that's coming out, but you can get a discount on it if you have some of his digital action figures.
Right. I did see
gist of it?
that post that if you bought into some of the digital DC
scam.
items,
If you bought into his scam,
you were
discount.
then allowed to get, I think it was a pretty substantial discount,
like
on
20%, something like that.
Yeah, the physical version of it when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. So that's stupid. I don't like that at all. I
was never a big fan of the Batman Beyond Batmobile because he could already fly.
He could already fly. It seemed very unnecessary. It was sort of like, it was almost like he'd go back and it was like his little like mobile bat cave. Like you'd have little monitors and stuff, but he didn't need it to get around, really.
No.
But I don't like this whole mixing where it's like
I'm getting too old
discounts
for
and
it.
stuff.
I'm too old to keep track of any of it.
I'm too
It's
old to
scary.
understand. Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm scared. But I don't think
scared.
the kids get it either. I don't think the young crowd. I want to see the crowd of
Who
people
is this
that do
for?
understand this.
Somebody explain it to me. I need some tech bros to call in and be like, actually, this is the way it works. Maybe that guy who commented on my toy hunt video can be like, it's actually very simple. You get the blockchain, you enter
I'll go to the
code,
Geek
make
Squad.
sure you
I'll go to
save
Best
it.
Buy. That's what I'll do. I'll go to Best Buy
They
for
still
my
have
handset.
that?
Like,
They still have
excuse
Geek
me,
Squad?
can you explain the blockchain?
Can you install the blockchain on my phone?
How do I
please?
get a digital pop to convert to a physical copy? How?
Yeah, I do feel old. That stuff makes me feel old. But also, I won't even say that. I just feel like if whoever is falling for this is stupid. If it's the next generation, then y'all stupid. You kids are dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
But I don't even think it is. I think the kids are smarter than this. I think it's like some weird, like, I think it's either people slightly younger than us because we're so old, or like older. I don't know. I don't know who it is, but it's not like the kids. The kids don't give a damn about any of this.
They don't. No.
Skibbity-doo toilet, whatever.
I'll do that. I'll ask my daughter. I'll be like, "Do you want a digital version of your Shopkins?" And see what she says.
I bet if I asked my son, he'd be like, yes, because he can play it on his iPad, and that's all.
Yes,
he
for
loves
all of
that.
it.
Yes, please give me that now. The classic Technodrome went up for pre-order on Amazon this week and promptly sold out, pre-sold out. Yeah, and it said there were more than 3,000 sold. So hey,
oh wow,
it's like people wanted this or something. It's crazy.
I did that whole temporarily out of stock, but it was still available to purchase option.
Oh, so you didn't? You were late. You didn't get it the first night. It was like overnight.
Well, it was
too.
like legitimate.
Went up
was
at
like
midnight.
the night. Yeah, it was the night.
Yeah,
and it still doesn't have. It still doesn't have a photo of the actual product. So
yeah,
I don't know what we're
people
getting.
were saying the dimensions are smaller than the original, so people are like, or they're scared. First of all, that it's going to be like a smaller version, and then some people are like they're probably just packaging like the two halves like together. So that it's not as big, but then some people are like they just make up the dimensions. Like it doesn't relate to anything actual. It's just they're making up numbers. So we'll see. I think it has to be exact to the original because that would be a very, very big departure from what we've seen.
It would be
from these companies to make it any different. That's why we're buying it. Also, we like the packaging to be the same, so you got to keep that the same too.
Big Bad Toy Store also put up pre-orders for the next wave of retro Turtles.
Oh yeah,
with the character-specific card backs that we've been enjoying for so long. Yes,
I just hope that the paint apps are there because somebody had a Rat King and it was definitely missing a couple paint apps.
Oh really? Like an actual sample of the Rat King?
Or it might have just been the stock photo, but even that didn't look as good as the final product.
Like a scuffed up yard sale find?
No. Yeah, I'd just rather have that. I mean, those figures aren't so expensive. I guess because you're getting it mint on card is what the real draw is. Like, I do like displaying those. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get, I think the set has what, Casey Jones / Mutagen Man and Rat King.
Yeah.
So all great secondary characters.
Did they not do Casey? They haven't done Casey yet?
I believe they had him in a multi-pack.
Okay,
But the multi-pack, card backs aren't character specific.
Oh, well, forget that.
So it's just the turtles. The turtles.
Yeah,
yeah. You need the artwork.
You need the artwork. That's the whole thing.
It is. That's why I buy it.
That's why. Yeah, I know. I don't want. That's why I only started buying it when they started doing.
Yeah. That way carding. You can show them off to the
uninformed, trick them.
The uninformed, yes. Like, gotcha. Wow, look at this guy. He must be rolling. He's got it's the I gotcha.
I gotcha. Get some like authentic scuffing or like fading on there to really get those Toys R Us stickers put in on there.
There's a gentleman that actually makes those, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good.
Get die cut vintage stickers.
Oh, speaking of custom made stuff, I'm very excited about this. There's a gentleman on Instagram who's making miniature vintage Star Wars figures on card, and he's about to put up the first set for pre-order. And it's like, it's not the first full set of vintage figures. It's like R2, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper, and somebody else, and then 3 Boba Fett's. Like all his different carding variants. It's like, I don't want the Boba Fett's. I want that first set miniature. And they're not as small as I would like it, but he 3D prints the figure and puts it in there. It's not just like a picture. It's an actual 3D printed figure. So this is probably as small as it could be and still do it this way. Yeah. So I really, I put my name in there to be like early bird to get it because I really want these. I think this is like, I would like this for Turtles, Ghostbusters. Like, this is how I want to collect my retro stuff, like bite size, so I can have it all displayed like right above my monitor. That's what I would love. With
the tiny pop of yourself. Like that's your
right.
own little
all
dollhouse.
The tiny things, all my tiny things. Yeah. Somebody did a 3D printed firehouse from Ghostbusters, and they made a box
exciting.
Too. That looked pretty good. I feel like it could have been a little cleaner, but it's pretty nice.
It lost me. I mean, A for effort, 100%. It lost me with the sign, just because the sign was kind of like molded over onto the house itself. But again, effort is there and very impressive.
Very nice. Like great starting point. And everything else. Like I think people could maybe improve upon it, but hey. Good job. I like what you're doing. No one else has done it yet.
Right.
We got to talk about this. The biggest kerfuffle on TikTok this week was this woman who made a video about the fact that she will not return her shopping cart because she feels like it would endanger her children to do so.
Yes.
She will not leave her children unattended to return her shopping cart. She's like, I don't care what you think about me. I'm not doing it. So today I went out with the youngin' so I could experience this to know, because what I was going to say is usually when I go out shopping, I don't have the kids, or it's my wife and I, so one of us can stay and one of us return. I know that you very often would go with the kids, one or two. So I wanted to get your opinion on how this works. How have your children not been abducted yet? This lady seems very concerned.
No, but they're very unappealing children, and I feel like I should be the one who's abducted first.
My God.
Put me out there. But
yes,
I watched the full video, and a lot of people responded and stitched and duetted and everything, and said, this is how you do it. I historically will park next to a carriage corral.
Right. Good start.
And that way, it's there. And this woman was talking about parking like 12 minutes away from the actual
12
building.
Minutes away?
And walking back to it was like this epic.
She's going to Trader Joe's and no parking?
Right. Like, is she going to the city and then bring in I don't know. But realistically, I have a carriage. I've got the kids. I park next to the carriage corral.
Right.
And I'll put the kids in, and then
problem solved.
I'll put the kids in. Realistically, what I do a lot of the time is I'll install the carriage in the carriage corral itself. Mm-hmm. Load the kids, and then the product is all in the corral already, and I'll just pull that out and put it in the car.
So what my wife said to do is put all of the groceries in the car, take the kids in the cart to the return and then walk them from the return to the car.
A lot of people do that as well. Yes, a very valid option.
I don't see why that's not a valid way to do it. It's like, is it too cold or hot? You need them in the car.
Children, are they too much? Are they unrestrained? That's the other thing. Maybe
there was some bigger issues at hand here if that's the case.
It's just move neighborhoods. It sounds like you live in a very dangerous place.
You got to go somewhere that has more ample parking. Like you shouldn't be walking 12 minutes to go from the store to the parking. I'm not sure what's happening.
Right. So a lot of response, a lot from this.
A lot of people felt very strongly about this. They felt attacked, or I don't even know. I'm not sure why this struck such a nerve. The people were like,
I mean, I think carriage protocol is very interesting because carriages, they belong in those corrals, and a lot of people don't think that there's a lot of cost associated with taking the carriage and just putting it all in a random spot, because at the end of the day it just tacks on more hours for that associate to have to get the carriage and bring it back to the corral, and more hours being used means more money to pay to the associate, which means that product is going to keep going up in cost. And it's like, but if you take that away and put it in its proper place, the associate doesn't have to walk 10 minutes to get it. And then another person's valid point was, yeah, that's safe for you to say, but what about the 16-year-old kid in the middle of the night who's getting carriages? Why aren't they safe? Why are they less valuable than your kids if you have like a 16-year-old girl in the darkness going to get wagons?
Yeah. Exactly.
Where I work, they have to wear life alerts.
Like when I fall and I can't get up, kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah, like a little beeper.
You like if you're in trouble, you get beeped, and then
if you're in trouble, you
goes
can,
off.
You can,
bat signal pops up.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then,
wow.
A reporting office calls and says we've gotten an alert. Has this
happened before? Has anybody activated it?
Yes, they have.
Were they recovered? Did you find the body?
They were fine. I didn't know what they were talking about because I wasn't trained in it. But I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That's so funny. Is it like actually Life Alert, like the old commercials?
I mean, it's similar. It's like a little pendant.
Brand.
It's a little pendant with a button.
I wasn't sure if that company was still like all those companies we grew up watching their infomercials. Like I wonder if how many of them was ITT Tech still around? I feel like they got shut down.
No, I don't see a lot of ITT Tech. You're right.
No, I think they got.
Muzzy.
They went out.
Muzzy's gone.
Muzzy's gone. Yeah, that would be an interesting. A lot of like GAC and like different. Oh, there's like the big trucks book. You remember that? Big Trucks.
I do remember Big Trucks.
Books of
was it a book or was it a video? I thought it was a video. Of Big Trucks.
That's right. Big Trucks.
Half hour of
video
Big
cassettes.
Trucks.
Yeah.
Purchase now and you also get big tractors.
Big planes. Wow. And I like it. They kept going.
Boats.
Big butts. Wait a minute.
What?
That one's for Dad. What happened?
Quit looking at my Adam and Eve order.
That's the
Go back to your big
reference
trucks.
to them. They need to be a sponsor. Are they still a thing? Adult Superstore. I watched that documentary on.
That's the spinoff we need.
Actually,
forget about the Office spinoff.
Yeah,
we need the Superstore spinoff, but it's Adult Superstore.
There it is. They're doing the fan episodes of The Office where it's extended.
Yes. Yeah.
My wife asked if I said that they're doing it for Superstore, and I said no, that I hadn't heard that, but I wish they would. I wish they would do this with other shows. But maybe because of the nature of The Office, there was just more material to work with.
Yeah.
But I do very much enjoy the extended episodes because it's like watching them for the first time in many instances. Let's see. Anything else big for this week? No, not really.
Plenty of small stuff, but nothing that nobody else has already covered.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
Are there other people that do this? Are there other people that talk about toys like that we do? I feel like there's not really.
No,
maybe there are.
I think we're the only game in town at this point.
They do like interviews and stuff, but it's not really like the week of news like we are. Well, all right. Look for it. We're gonna appear on some other shows this month or July maybe the summer of the Reluctant Adult podcast, the traveling summer. We'll come up with better branding.
Traveling tour. Yes.
Traveling tour.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
We'll appear if you would like us to appear on your show. Just send us a message because maybe we can make it happen. You know, maybe it could happen.
East Coast it gets preferential treatment, obviously.
Well, listen, time-wise, we have some requirements that we have to meet. We're not just available any time of the day. We work on the East Coast timeline. All right, Bill, anything else for this big week?
No, I think we can wrap it up.
All right, very good. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I still wanna be a toy.